Hey handsome, and welcome back to Rawlz's Video Blog. This is blog number 4. I almost made my weekly deadline, so hey, thumbs up for me. No, I did not just get out of the dryer. This is actually just very windy today. So I was sitting down making a list because, like I said, I honestly want to do this every single week because you need this. You need this. You need this. And so I was making a list of vlog topics. So, I could at least stay one step ahead of the game because you got to stay one step ahead of the game. So I put together this list, and it's honestly, it makes me very depressed because, as you can tell by this list, of the 5 things I wrote down, 4 of the stories and topics are sandwich related. The last one I apparently wrote potato bowels. I don't know what that means. I really don't think I want to talk about it. And I'm really kind of concerned that I don't remember why I wrote that. So I was sitting down with some friends recently, and we were reminiscing about those crazy high school days. And back in high school, I was in band. And I know what you're saying, but Justin, you're just too charming. You're just too dashing. You're too cool to have been in band. And you are right. I was pretty cool. But nevertheless, I was in band. And when we were in band, we took a lot of trips. We went to a lot of marching band competitions because, once again, our lives were rich tapestries. When we were going on these trips, we would oftentimes eat at Arby's. I don't know why I have nonstop memories of eating at Arby's on these band trips. I guess, it was the 90s. It was a simpler time. Arby's was everywhere. Arby's was at the top of their game. I don't know. So I have this very vivid memory of one point I got a French dip sub from Arby's. And if you've never had a French dip sub, if you were in a 3-state radius of an Arby's, go get a French dip sub. Anyway. Arby's, please send all free French dip subs to Rawlz, care of this blog. So I got a French dip sub, and I apparently elicited laughter from the entire restaurant at just how gross I was while I ate this. Because I've never had a French dip sub. I'm not cultured. I rarely take part in French cuisine, so I didn't know how to eat a French dip sub. And I just kind of soaked it in the jus sauce and just kind of basically just gummed the sandwich till it was gone. And there was slurping, there was gnashing of teeth, some strange noises, and it became a running gag back in high school. Hey, Rawlz has got to get a French dip sub. I got to a point where people were buying me French dip subs just for the comedy of watching me eat. And if I were a more aware youth, that might have, made me depressed and sad. But hey, free food. Anyway, so jump cut to the future. Well, not the future, now, the present. And no one remembers this. I was telling everyone just like how I will always remember to the day I die how popular a sandwich eater I was back in the day. No one remembered this. This story of me slurping on French dip subs has shaped my life, and no one remembers it. The reason I tell this completely boring and nonsensical story is because my disgusting sandwich eating skills actually helped me out of a rough situation this past week. Long story short, I don't like people. Granted, I've always held jobs where I work very closely with people, and there's your answer. So, especially when I eat, and you can ask my family, don't talk to me when I'm eating. I like that. That's Justin's time. That's me and sandwich bonding time. So, recently I went to Jimmy John's here in town. I love Jimmy John's. I love Jimmy John's more than I can possibly explain to you. I'm thinking about Jimmy John's. I just drifted off. Anyway, so I went there on my lunch break. I just wanted to sit there with that sandwich. I just wanted to just be with it. Well, someone that I vaguely know, not like a friend, more like a friend of a friend of a friend's friend, saw me, said, well, hey, what's happening? You mind if I join you? Now, see, that's the thing. That would have been the appropriate thing to say. Mind if I join you? No, they just sit down in front of me. They just sit down. Which I don't care who you are. I don't care where you're from. That's not cool. You ask if you can sit. I don't want just someone appearing in front of me all of a sudden. That was a very loud snap, by the way. Just appearing in front of me while I'm eating. So I'm immediately irritated that this person just sat down in front of me. And then this guy asked me, well, keep in mind, I'm sorry, asked me, hey, how do you say your last name? Is it Rawlz or Rawlz? Which you would not believe how many people pronounce it Rawlz. Even my voice dialing pronounces it that. Always cracks me up. So when he asked me, is it Rawlz or Rawlz? I told him the same thing that I tell anyone that asks me that. How dare you speak to me? How dare you? Anyway, so I can see that I'm not going to get this quiet meal. I'm stuck with this person that wants to communicate, that wants to have an interaction. I hate interactions. So I'm sitting there in my head, which is a scary place to be, and I'm trying to think, what can I do? Now, of course, the easy thing would have been, to just take my food and run away, literally run away, or just, I don't know, find some way that someone that's good with words would be able to tell them, hey, I'm going to eat this sandwich by myself. So I was trying, what can I do to get rid of this person? And that's when I remembered the days of yore and my just gross sandwich eating technique. So I made a conscious effort while this person is just blathering at me to just eat this sandwich, eat my meal as just disgustingly and rudely as possible. And you know what? Rawlz did a pretty good job. So I started very simply by deciding I'm going to chew with the upper part of my head, not my jaw, which basically comes down to, which if you've never tried eating like that, which no one has other than me, I believe, give it a shot. It's a good time. Spices up an otherwise bland meal. So I'm sitting there like a puppet, eating my sandwich, and I can tell that they think it's odd, but it's not having the desired effect because they're still talking. So I decided to gross it up a bit. I start kind of grunting while I'm eating. So I'm sitting there, which when you start making those noises, I don't care what you're doing. Even in coitus, those noises are not appropriate. So I'm making these non-appropriate, non-coitus noises while eating the sandwich. And I'm still flipping my lid on. And the person's still talking to me. They've not left yet. So I decided, let's take it to the next level. I just open my mouth with food in and just sit there. Just food, just sitting there. I can feel the food hardening because it's drying out from the exposure to the air, from the hot air blowing out of this moron's mouth. They're still not leaving. So then I do the only thing I know to do, and that's just take grossness to a whole new level. So I've got this Jimmy John's sub, and it's got mayo just billowing out the top. It's like if someone squeezed a tube of toothpaste or a bottle of mayo, which would have made a lot more sense. So while they're talking, I just start pressing the sandwich into my face, just not biting, just pushing, just so there's just stuff all over my face. I can feel the mayo, just like, bleh, bleh. At one point, I had mayo in my nostril. I think I blew a mayo bubble, because I'm just going, I'm assuming to a passerby, it would look like that I was missing my mouth. So, and you know what? All these things together, these skills that I've refined over a long life of sandwich eating, worked. Because very, very suddenly, very quietly, this gentleman gathered up his food, said, all right, I see you, and walked off. And I will remember to my dying day, not that my friends don't care enough to remember what a brilliant sandwich eater I was, but that for one brief moment, one, me being gross, and two, me eating sandwiches got me out of having to have a conversation with someone. And that, my friends, is something truly special.